Hello, hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. Now, first things first. Why am I so overdressed? Because very soon I need to go for an iftar, which is like the breaking of our fast. And I am sporting very proudly a lipstick my niece has made. She's like 10 years old or 11 years old. And she created this natural lipstick range, which she's currently only selling to her family and friends. But I'm so proud of her, so I wanted to wear it. And this shade was called Crimson Blood or something like. Even the name is like insane. Like the things she comes up with is like she's like a genius. She's like a little genius. So yeah, this is like for her. So she sees it online and she sees and she's proud of herself and what she's created. She created eyeshadows and even the lipsticks are like actually made with beeswax and stuff. Like it's not drying at all. The colors are like immaculate. I tell her which colors I want. She makes it exactly like that. It's insane. I don't even know how she does that. So today I thought let me create a spring floral fragrance compilation. So I was like, okay, I want to not like overwhelm you guys with too many and not overwhelm myself. But then when I was choosing, I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many of them and which one should I choose? So I thought, let me like actually do spring florals and then I'll do summer fragrances. So I'm going to start with the florals. I have 9 for you. You guys know I'm obsessed with even numbers, not even numbers, what do you call it? Odd numbers, the odd numbers. So in no order of appearance, I'm going to start the first one. You guys are kind of like probably thinking I'm like a broken record with this perfume, but this is literally my second bottle and it's not like I finished the first bottle. The first bottle is in my office because I use this very religiously in the office, and this is none other than Sarwa Gold by Latafa. It's from the Latafa Pride collection. For everybody who wonders what this smells like, if you've not already seen my million reviews for this perfume, I'm absolutely obsessed with this perfume. This is a perfect mixture of Libre and Lantidy, which are my favorite perfumes, like for spring and summer, and from the Western world. And this one is kind of like more like Libre and less like Lantidy, but there's a very clear application of Lantidy as well in this one. It's very fresh, it's very stunning. It's floral, but in a very modern way, and I like that about this perfume. It is modern. It doesn't feel mature. It doesn't feel vintage. It doesn't feel old. It doesn't feel granny-like. It's a very up-to-date, current, very fashionable, very on point, like editorial cover, appearing on editorial covers kind of a person, a supermodel who would wear like a floral like this. This is classified, of course, as a floral. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.44, which is amazing. And let me see what they've compared this to on Fragrantica. Yeah, they've compared it to Libre and to Lantidy, exactly. And then the Golden Decadence or Decade or something from Zara, which was like obviously a dupe for Libre. Then they've compared it to Fakhr Rose Gold, which is also there, but I didn't put that because I just find this one a little bit more modern and fresh. The top notes for this are lavender and bergamot, middle notes of orange blossom and jasmine, and then the base notes of vanilla, vetiver and amber. This is a very mild floral, like white florals, kind of like lightweight and not heavy. Nothing is indolic in here. Plus the vanilla, vetiver and amber kind of give it like that sweetness and earthiness, which makes it modern, you know, and the lavender, of course, which makes it like a aromatic fresh. I absolutely love this fragrance and I've raved and raved on about this. Guys, the perfumes, I'm going to go through it like pretty fast because there's 9 of them and I'm not going to go into in-depth review. I've reviewed all of these before. I'm just giving you like the basic gist of how it smells like and what rating it is for me and why I'm going to choose these perfumes. Obviously, all these perfumes are like on high rating for me. That's why I'm choosing them, right? This is like absolutely feminine. The projection is like around 2 to 3 feet, which is excellent depending on how much you spray. Longevity, crazy. It's 8 hours at least. And if I'm not mistaken, it's also like very like cheap now. It's like $20 or $25 max now. Like this scent is like 10 out of 10. If it finishes, I will buy it again. I already have a second bottle, but I kept that bottle just because I wanted one in the office. The Middle Eastern vibe check is 0 in this. It is unisex, but leans very feminine. So a guy can wear this if they want to. And I know in the Middle East, like men do wear fragrances like this. But I would consider this to be like more of a feminine fragrance. The next one is very close to Tarwa, No, it's not Fakhr Gold. It's another one. This is Samu by Latafa. Now this one I barely used it because I was reviewing things so much, and then for some reason this perfume was catching dust. First of all, the bottle is absolutely stunning. So I have the Samu Gold and I have the Samu Platinum as well, which is a masculine fragrance. Okay, so this also kind of gives me the same feeling as Lantidi, but not exactly. This again is like a very light floral, mild floral. Although it is not purely a white floral, it does have like nuances which make you feel like very light and again, not indolic, not like, it's a very fresh floral. For some odd reason, it's still not listed on Fragrantica. I think this whole perfume duration of Latafa, they all went unnoticed. I don't know why, but I've not seen many people review Samu, so which is odd because it's a very, very beautiful fragrance. The top notes for this are mandarin, blackcurrant and hawthorn. Middle notes of opoponax, which is sweet myrrh, Bulgarian rose and jasmine, and the base notes of white musk, vanilla and incense. Yes, it is like a little, let's just call it an incensey version of Lantidi. Now, when I say Lantidi, you will be like, Simin, it doesn't have pear, it doesn't have all the other white florals like orange blossom. What are you talking about? I have no idea how and why. It gives me the same vibe as Lantidi, but this is just a little smoky and incensey. So it just feels a little bit more deeper. It just feels a little bit more elegant and a little upscale compared to the other ones, which are like really fresh, very like day to day. This one really feels like I can wear this even in a dress up situation. If I wear it with casual clothes, this will be casual. If I wear this with like, you know, like a gown or something, it'll smell like elegant and upscale as well. Now all the three fragrances, Fakhr Rose, Tharwa Gold and Samu Gold, although it's called only Sumu, not Sumu Gold, it is Sumu and Sumu Platinum. They all kind of like fall into the same category. So giving them all 10 out of 10 is kind of like not right, because obviously when these finish, I will probably buy one. Now, you'll ask me probably like, which one would you buy? It'll definitely not be Fakhr Rose, okay? It'll, Rose Gold, sorry. It'll either be Tharwa or Samu. And I need to like still decide because they both, it's just that Tharwa is like just made for day to day. So I don't know if they're redundant or not, because this one does have like that incensey feeling, a slight one, which makes it like a little bit more, as I said, like a dress up situation. So maybe I'll still buy both. So yeah, it's fine. It's okay to give this 10 out of 10. Also that little bit of Bulgarian rose in it, which is like the pink rose, it also makes it feel a little bit more rich compared to Tharwa Gold, which is why I chose this to be in this video, because I was like, I need like some perfumes that I can wear in the evening, even in a dress up situation. Next one is a switch up. So this is like, not really, you can't really classify this as a floral. Actually, I would classify this as a floral, although it has like a lot of fruity nuances as well. This is again from Latafa, and this is Latafa Mora Silky Rose. By the way, the Mora Silky Rose is something I've worn so much. You can kind of like see how much I finished. I don't know if you can see it or not, like, you know. This one is like the perfect lychee fragrance for me. Now, the moment people saw this one, they were like, is this duping Delina? No. Why? Because this doesn't have the freaking rhubarb. It doesn't have any greenness. Okay, let me tell you the top notes. So this is compared basically to Penhaligon's The Favorite, right? And yes, it does like smell very, very similar to that. The category is floral. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.52, which makes complete sense. This is a very, very loved fragrance. Initially, why I feel like it's a little fruity, because in the opening, that lychee is very, very prominent. Feels like a cold, cold rose lychee drink. The top notes are rose, lychee, and pink pepper. Middle notes of rose, musk, and lily of the valley. And then the base notes of musk, vanilla, and patchouli. So it's a very, very sweet rose lychee fragrance. That's like the basic description I can give for this. Feels like a cold rose drink that you drink in the summer, which has pieces of lychee in it, and that you're like having the lychee from the rose drink and then sipping on the rose drink. Oh my gosh, there's actually a lychee drink over here which kind of gives the same vibe. I'll put a picture of it like over here. Same, like when you're drinking that, you feel the exact same feeling, and I love it. This is like meant for summer. So in spring also, it's very, very beautiful, but more towards like daytime spring, not evening time spring. There's no Middle Eastern vibe check in this at all. The projection is like very, very good. It's like 3 to 4 feet, which is amazing. You spray it, people can smell it around the room. The longevity, I would say, is like 6-7 hours. It's not like very long lasting, right? You need to keep respraying it, but it was like very, very cheap. Guys, if I'm not mentioning the price, I'll put the price like somewhere over here, yeah, for you guys. This to me is a 9 out of 10. Actually, you know what? Like, I really want to give it 10 out of 10, but you know, I'll realize if it's 10 out of 10 or not once I finish this bottle. Like, will I crave it? Will I be like, I can't live without this perfume, I need to buy it again, you know, because I have like 100 million perfumes, and then repurchasing some perfume, they have to be really like top notch, yeah? So let's give it like a 9.5 out of 10 actually, because it's just like so good. Oh, I think that's it for Latafas. Next, we are moving on to Khadlaj. Let's start with Nuha, okay, because that's a little different from all these. This is a vacation scent. This is like a nice coconut scent. Opens little bit like apple. So this is like all your vacation scents, like the bronze goddess, the alien. This like is like so coconutty. Okay, so initially you get like a bomb load of apple and coconut. Initial blast is just that, but the apple is not like a crispy apple, it's like a sweet apple. It's a nice apple, but for some reason it feels a little dry in the opening. Then in the middle notes you have jasmine, heliotrope and roses. I kind of can smell the flowers, but they smell like floral notes. They don't smell like jasmine, rose or heliotrope. Although all these three notes are like so prominent that you would assume that this perfume should like be overtaken by all these notes. But no. The prominent note in this is the coconut. The coconut note is there right from the beginning till the end, making it like smell very, very tropical, very vacation-like. Again, it's like a fresh perfume, but you know, it's fresh in the sense you can wear it in spring, summer, but it gives you that suntan kind of feeling, sitting by the beach or like a Maldives vacation. Like immediately you think of something like a tropical vacation. The alien was alien goddess, by the way, just remember. And also, you know, the Kayali's Utopia, Coco Vanille. It's in the same category, but like none of them have this apple note in it. And this apple note is not the apple note I dislike. I really like Nuha. Probably the only apple I actually love. By the way, if you don't feel like it's strong enough for you when you buy Nuha, let it sit. It gets like really, really, really thick. It really, really gets like well macerated, and it definitely lasts longer. If it's not lasting long, it's not macerated. Again, super feminine. It's like around only, if I'm not mistaken, $25. Very, very reasonably priced. Khadlaj quality is like insane. Look at the bottle. It's super heavy. Very, very pretty bottle. When I first got this bottle, I was like, oh my gosh, it better not smell like Delina. And then it did not. It completely actually changed my perception of pink bottles, you know. So this is why I've chosen this, because of that prominent coconut note in this with the apple and that feeling of like you're near the sea or you're on an island and you're living the best life, you know. Just makes me feel like I'm on vacation. It relaxes me as well. Very good perfume. The projection is around 2 feet. Longevity is like a good like 7 hours, not like 8 hours plus, but 7 hours for sure. My rating for this is like 9 out of 10. Guys, I'm not going to tell celebrities and everything. For that, just like go to my proper review, because I'm giving you like a smaller version and just telling you my selection for spring, you know. Let's do another Khadlaj. I'm going by brands, you know. So the next one is, I think you must be expecting this one to come along. This is the Rose and Romance. You know, on the camera, this doesn't do justice to the color of this bottle. It's a very nice blush pink. It's strange how so many bottles are pink in color for this video. Now this one is indolic. So this is meant for your spring evenings. This is strong. I mean, when I say strong, strong is an understatement. It is so potent, and immediately you get the what's that, tuberose. Like you immediately like sense the tuberose, and you're like, it's the tuberose jasmine combination, which is a very popular combination amongst floral notes. But this one has this like little minty quality. I don't know what that is. Smells like menthol, and I love the fact that it cuts through those like strong indolic florals, and that mintiness is what makes this perfume. I can't even describe, because none of the notes written over here tell you that that menthol or mint or something is there. This one is only for $15, first of all. The bottle is like so heavy you can hurt someone with it. It's like a very, very heavy bottle. Now I've seen different versions of this bottle, by the way, but I think this is the new bottle. I really like it. There's this pink blushy thing on the top, and this is again a super feminine fragrance. The top notes for this are bergamot and tuberose, although the bergamot is there in mildness, so it's not citrus at all. You do not, from the beginning till the end, you don't feel the citrusness at all. The bergamot is there as a little bit of freshness, yeah, like a cold breeze. The middle notes are musk and jasmine. That's where the heaviness comes along. Jasmine is already quite indolic in this, along with the tuberose, which is like, does it ever not smell indolic, right? And the musk is there is like in a very sweet, thick, musky way. The base notes has the rose, hyacinth, and sandalwood. So it's like a bomb of like all the florals that you can think of. Funny enough, the rose is there in the background. You know, initially you feel like the tuberose and jasmine are taking over the fragrance. The rose, I'm so glad they mentioned it in the base note because it takes it a little time to emerge. Once the rose comes in, that menthol minty quality goes down a little bit, but it's still there. And now it becomes, in the base note, it becomes like the perfect blend of all these notes. The base notes are rose, hyacinth, and sandalwood. So the sandalwood note is also kind of creamy, sweet, and just gives it like this soft, silky kind of feeling, like soft to touch, like satin, not even silk. It feels like this perfume just overall feels like a pink satin cloth. Stunning fragrance. It makes me feel very pretty, but like just by itself, I would wear this only in the evenings. And I would wear this like for a romantic date or something. It's like literally rose and romance. You know the name? It's so apt, so perfect. Middle Eastern vibe check I would say is mid because the rose in this is very heavily Middle Eastern. And also the jasmine. And just the whole fact that it smells a little indolic. Actually, it smells more of like Indian subcontinent, not Middle East, you know? So the whole South Asia, it gives you that kind of vibe. Think India, Sri Lanka, you know, like all these places, the kind of flowers you get over there. It's very reminiscent of that. The projection is like a good 3 feet or more, like depending on how much you spray. Don't spray this a lot because it's very potent. Tone it down, few sprays, and you're good to go. Longevity is like 7 hours again. Like all these perfumes, most of them, the longevity is not that fantastic. You need to respray, but all these perfumes, most of these perfumes are really, they're dirt cheap. My rating for this is, I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. It's very gorgeous, but the reason why I'm not giving it a higher rating than 8.5 is because it can be used only in specific scenarios. I can see women wearing this during daytime or also even to run errands and stuff, but I would not. I would use this like in special occasions, especially if it's a romantic date. The next one, of course, I had to mention this. This is the Armaf Ego Exotic. This one, a spring video cannot be made without this perfume and without Tharwa, I guess, because that's another one. Oh my god, this one, like I fell in love with this. I took a fluke shot, like fluke chance with this one. Saw it was weird. The whole bottle, it's like annoyingly kitsch and very weird. Opens up like a Zippo lighter, which is even more annoying. Doesn't suit this perfume at all, the packaging and everything. But this fragrance, the moment I smelled it, instantly reminded me of Fragile by Jean Paul Gaultier, which is their discontinued perfume. For God knows what reason they discontinued it. I loved that fragrance so much. Now, I'm not saying it's as sophisticated as the Fragile perfume, but it does kind of remind me of that, and that's why I fell in love with this perfume. I would not call it strong. It feels like it's a strong perfume that is diluted, and it gives you like that perfect consistency throughout the top note to the base note. It will not overwhelm you in any way. If this was like a potent fragrance, it would have probably like clawed you, choked you, probably give you migraines and stuff. It's in the most beautiful, mild way, stays linear from top to bottom, stays the same. This is compared to Creed Windflowers, which I haven't smelled for obvious reasons. It's too pricey. If I fall in love, then what will I do? So it's classified as floral, and on Fragrantica it's got 4.17. The top notes for this are orange blossom and peach. Middle notes of jasmine, sambac, tuberose and rose. Base notes of sandalwood, musk, praline and iris. Now you might think that, oh my god, this smells very much like, it sounds very much like roses and romance. It's nothing like it. They both are so different from each other. Like they're miles apart, miles apart. This one is like a little bit more heavy on white florals. Roses and romance was more of rose and tuberose, you know. Although this also has rose and tuberose and jasmine, but this also has that peach. It also has like praline. It has some iris. Little, like you would expect it to be powdery. It's very slightly powdery. It's not like really powdery. But this feels young. It feels fresh. It feels daytimey. It feels like this cold breeze is bringing in the scent of all these beautiful flowers. This one also has this modernity about it, just like Tharwa Gold. This doesn't smell dated at all. It smells like a new perfume, although like Fragile was like launched like a long time ago. It's definitely not 100% dupe of Fragile, so don't quote me on that, and don't go buying this perfume thinking it smells exactly like that. Fragile was a very sophisticated, a beautiful fragrance. This one it has nuances like it, but it'll definitely remind you of it. This is again a super feminine fragrance. I think I can wear this day and night. in spring, summer, doesn't matter. Very classy, very elegant, smells very rich. It smells like a girl who wears like very posh clothes, like in nude colors, very muted colors, and then doesn't try too hard. But you know how her little tiny gold jewelry and everything just makes her feel look classy and everything. The projection is insane of this one, 4 to 5 feet. I'm not kidding. You spray this, it travels like everywhere. This one, on me, it lasts 8 hours. I know some people are complaining about its longevity. I don't know how, guys, but for me, this is like 8+ hours. And this is definitely a 10 out of 10 fragrance for me. It is stunningly beautiful. No Middle Eastern vibe in this. It is my happy perfume. It just makes me feel very, very happy. It makes me feel like going out. After I wear this, I feel like I need to go in the nature. I need to appreciate nature. I need to be around like fields of flowers and waterfalls. Okay, we have 3 more left. So next I'm gonna do one from Ard Al Zafran, and I think you guys know what's coming up. It's Gravitate. Now Gravitate is a very underrated fragrance. First of all, the bottle kind of resembles a Gucci, and if I'm not mistaken, this is like a dupe for some Gucci perfume. This has like this pencil shaving kind of thing going on in the background. It's a weird kind of woody feeling, as if this perfume was kept in a light wood color box, you know. And I think you guys will know what I'm talking about. It's like, you know, there were these compass boxes, the compass cases, where you would keep like your pencils and everything, but it was made out of wood. And the slide thingy of that wood was a ruler. I don't know if you remember that or not. Such an old school thing to mention, but it used to smell like this. I think it's pine wood. I think that's what it is. Like the wood is pine, if I'm not mistaken. And initially you get that like very strong bergamot orange with this pine kind of box scent. Then the florals start showing, like slowly that like the moment the citrus starts dying down, all the florals start coming out. The middle notes are rose, vetiver, iris and patchouli. So I guess that pineness is also coming because of that earthy notes of patchouli and vetiver, both are there. So that's crazy. And the base notes are musk, caramel, tonka bean, vanilla and oud. I don't know where on earth the oud is in this. I can't smell oud even in the slightest. Like I don't know where the oud is. I waited for dry down. This has matured and macerated like crazy. It's already in a very opaque bottle. It's been there in the cold, in the winter, you know, sitting, chilling. I've been spraying it out on time to time. I've done all of that, but still I can't smell the oud. So I don't know if oud is there as like in a minuscule amount just to give it some sort of quality. Definitely doesn't smell like oud. For that matter, this is not even a Middle Eastern perfume. I can't give it like a Middle Eastern vibe check. It's a 0 for that. This smells like a woody floral and the pine woody floral. Although there's no pine note mentioned over here, there's no woody notes mentioned over here. But trust me, when you'll smell this, you will remember my words. Smells like that wooden box. The lightest color wood. I don't know what you call it. I'm pretty sure it's pine, but you know. The bergamot and orange like completely disappear once it reaches the middle notes. You know, when you say musk, caramel, tonka bean, vanilla and oud, you would think it's very heavy. It would be very gourmand, but it's none of that. It's very fresh. It's very floral. I would say like even slightly like that fruity nature, but like smells a little bit like candy. It's a very beautiful fragrance. For some reason, it reminds me of better times, like childhood and innocence. It reminds me of like me being very pure, never dealt with heartbreaks or never dealt with bad friends, you know, always happy with family, everything. Like it's just very innocent. I'm not saying it's juvenile. It just gives me the feeling of it being very, very innocent. This fragrance is something I wear to sleep a lot. It just puts me in this relaxation mode. But even to wear this on daily basis, going out and stuff, it'll keep you calm through and through. Like I feel if I spray this in my car or on myself during road rage, it'll calm me down, you know. It is a stunning, stunning fragrance. It's very, very feminine again. Like I shouldn't even say that this entire video is only feminine fragrances. Men can wear it, but like only if you like really like to smell very, very feminine. The projection for this is like 1 to 2 feet. It's quite like personal. It's very like intimate. The longevity is like around 6 to 7 hours, but again, because it's very, very intimate, it'll stay on you, not project like too much. But it has this very beautiful, I don't know what it is, like the woody thing going on. Very surprised it's not listed, but that note is so prominent and it's there from the beginning till the end. It also smells very like sophisticated. It doesn't smell like a cheap perfume, although it was like a super, super cheap perfume. I think it was $18 or so. I'm in love with this perfume. I don't know if it's still available or not. It took me forever to find this. And the reason I bought this perfume is like a lot of y'all suggested this perfume to me. Try Gravitate, you will like it. Like this floral is like very different, very modern, very like unique, and I'm so happy. I listened to you guys and I bought this perfume. This perfume is, by the way, a 10 out of 10 for me. If this finishes, I'll buy it again. It just gives me this, feeling, this butterflies inside me. It's just like a very magical perfume. I will definitely buy it again. So this is definitely a 10 out of 10. Okay, then we are on the last two. See now why I told you I'm gonna like make it concise and short. I have this one from Al Haramain. This is the Belle Rouge or Belle Rouge. I call it Belle Rouge, but I think it's Belle Rouge. So this one again is a dupe for Libre. This thing, it's like a rubbery thing. Okay, it's supposed to be a dupe for Libre, but I don't know, to me it doesn't smell like that. Let me just get rid of the drawback first. The drawback of this perfume is it doesn't stay that long. You need to keep respraying it. But this perfume was like $16 because this is like heavily discounted. Like I don't think this is selling too well or something. Although they say this is a dupe for Libre, it is not according to me. It's an amber floral. The top notes are lemon, orange, grapefruit, mandarin, orange and pear. So they've put all the citruses that you can imagine. Middle notes of lavender, jasmine, rose, peach and blackcurrant. I guess that's why people compare it to Libre. It's because of that lavender. And then the base notes of vanilla, tonka bean, musk, vetiver, sandalwood and cedar. I don't know. To me, this smells not like, okay, it's in the same DNA probably, like the same genre, not even the DNA. It's the same genre, but doesn't smell like Libre. Libre, the closest one I would tell you is the Tharwa Gold. This is like the closest to Libre. This one just smells like a super citrus floral. The citruses in this are so strong, but because of that lavender, it feels cold. Like all the citrus juices and everything, that lavender makes it like a little calm and very, very cold. The rose, jasmine, all these scents are like so mildly present in this. It smells more like you can identify the citruses, but you can't really identify the flowers except for the lavender. And even the base notes, I don't know what they're talking about. Like the vanilla, tonka bean, I would expect it to turn out to be very, very sweet or very, very gourmand at least. It's none of that. It's none of that. It just smells very citrus, woody with like floral notes. And again in this, the cedar and sandalwood are doing this beautiful magic. That woodiness with these beautiful florals and the beautiful citruses makes you feel energized. So I would wear this perfume when I want to run errands because you will feel energized. You would feel uplifted. It literally feels like, those effervescent vitamin C tablets you drink. You know how you feel after you drink it? Like that boost of energy, vitality and everything. You just suddenly are like, I can like take on the world, So this is like, I added this perfume just because it's a beautiful floral, but it has those like strong citruses and that beautiful grounding earthy notes, which makes it stunning. Although it has vanilla, tonka bean and all that musk as well, it doesn't become very sweet. It just has this fruity nuances. It doesn't have like sweetness or sugary sweetness, Very, very beautiful fragrance. Again, super feminine, only $16. Drawback, as I told you, doesn't last long. Projects well, 2 to 3 feet. But the longevity, I would say, is not more than 4 to 5 hours. Like you need to respray this perfume. But I like the perfume so much that I don't mind it. I'll keep buying it. And I'll keep spraying it because it's so dirt cheap. And it just makes me feel good. I would, although not give this a very high rating, I would give this an 8 out of 10. Now last and not the least is Empyrean by Tom Avicii. This is the only expensive perfume I've put over here. This is for $228. But the reason why, okay, and it was sent to me as PR. So I did not spend that money of $228, This came as a PR to me and I'm very thankful to them because they sent me quite a few perfumes of theirs. This is not sponsored, by the way. I can say whatever I want, right? This is like very annoying. See, $228 perfume and the cap is like very, if I leave it and if I, see, So be careful. First of all, the bottle is super stunning. Even the cap, it looks very beautiful, but it's a very cheap plastic. I wish it was glass. If it was glass, this packaging would probably be my favorite packaging ever. But just because of the cap, its cheapness, I don't like it. But otherwise, looks like the Bottega Veneta packaging, doesn't it? Now this one is Delina without the green, which is why I'm obsessed with this fragrance. Many people compare it to Sea Fury. I really want to get my hands on Sea Fury. It is the only sea that I liked, but they discontinued it and it's so difficult to find it in UAE. Even if I find it, it's very, very highly priced. So I don't feel like it's worth it for me to go and buy it. But I can't even go to the shop and smell it. So I've kind of forgotten how Sea Fury smells like. All I remember is that I liked it and I wanted it, but I can't afford it. Now think of Delina, the exact same Delina remove all the rhubarb from it, and it smells, Empyrean smells like that. On Fragrantica, this has got 4.47. It's heavily floral. Top notes are strawberry, bergamot, and nutmeg. Middle notes of damask rose, carnation, peony, and white musk. And the base notes are vanilla, bourbon vetiver, cedar, and bakhur. If I had not read that it had bakhur. Bakhur is incense, basically, the Arabic incense. Now, if I had not known that this has bakhur, I would not even notice it. It's there in such mildness, but that bakhur is definitely a rose bakhur. So it has rose oil and like some woods and everything, like gives it this mild smokiness, but it is not overpowering. It is not incense-like. It's not heavily smoky. That bourbon vetiver and the incense, the bakhur mixed together, gives it much more depth than Delina. So the initial opening is very reminiscent of Delina without the rhubarb. As it dries down, it starts getting like a bit more serious, a bit more sophisticated, a bit more reserved. You know, it smells like a woman who is very well-mannered, who's very poised, very she presents herself in a certain way and she sticks to that, you know. And she has a signature scent, and she never digresses from that. She only wears that signature scent, and this is that signature scent. The damask rose, initially it smells like really strong, but then the carnation and peony really start coming out. So if you do not like the smell of carnation and peony, you're not going to like this perfume, yeah? Because if you know carnation and peony, they do have this little greenness about it. And that's how the greenness is coming in this. It's not coming through stems, it's not coming through sharp rhubarb or something. It's coming through these flowers, and maybe some of it through the bergamot and strawberry. The nutmeg is there, but it's like there like in like a tinge, little bit. Can't really smell it. I'm sure it's doing something, but like I don't know what it's doing. So I can't really identify the nutmeg, but I'm sure it's doing something to the formula. If you like a fruity rose, which is effervescent and nice, but will transition to something more sophisticated and serious, will make you feel elegant. It'll definitely smells like something which would be worth 228. It does smell upscale. It does smell like a very, I don't know, it's like very Bridgerton like in my head, the Bridgerton whole thing comes in mind, you know, where they're all trying to impress like everybody around them, and they're trying to maintain their social stature and everything. There's definitely a Middle Eastern vibe in this, by the way, and I think it is because of the bakhur. It has this little something going on which makes you feel like this is definitely made in a GCC country or in the Middle East. Soft feminine energy is what it is. So this is definitely a very, very feminine fragrance. Spring summer worthy for sure. The projection is like 3 to 4 feet. It's quite strongly projecting. Move slowly, but it'll project. Longevity is excellent on this one. This is 8 hours plus. My rating for this is 9 out of 10. One reason is because if it finishes, I'm not going to spend 228 dirhams, dollars, not even dirhams, dollars. And secondly, because like I just have like way too many rose fragrances, and I'm not much of a rose gal, you know. But will it stop me from wearing this perfume in spring, summer? No, it will not. I'm going to use it up. I'll definitely like finish it. As a matter of fact, my mom has her eye on this. She loved this fragrance so much. And I just told her this, and next time when you come, I'll probably gift it to you. But as of now, let me use it for a bit, because let me like enjoy this perfume a little bit, and then we'll see. Next time she comes, maybe I'll gift it to her, because she liked this one and Zenobia so much. And she didn't know the price, by the way, because sometimes, you know, people get influenced when they hear the price is expensive. She did not. She smelled this perfume and she was like, oh my god, this is such a beautiful fragrance. And my mom very rarely comments on floral fragrances. She comments on like oud fragrances, Middle Eastern ones. She loves them, you know, obviously, like she's lived here all her life. But commenting on something like this, like it was a bit of a surprise to me. But Zenobia was something she had loved like crazily. This was another one she had liked. So that's it for my spring florals. I think this was already a pretty long video. I didn't intend it to be this long, although I try to like make it as concise as possible. But you know me, I go like get carried away and I start like talking and it doesn't stop. You know, these are not the only perfumes I have, guys. I'm trying to make you understand what I'm trying to present over here is that these will be the perfumes that I'll gravitate towards the most during spring. There are more fragrances. I have like a lot of fragrances that are suitable for spring. Some have become old and I don't want to mention that to you anymore. But there are some which were like worthwhile, like Tharwa. Like, of course, I'm going to mention it. It's like gorgeous. You know, why would I not mention it? But yeah, let me know what fragrances you are wearing during spring. Is it spring where you are? Because this year I feel like the weather is just like gone for a toss. Ideally here it should be summer, but we are now in spring. It's getting warm, so goodbye winter for sure, you know. and we're headed towards summer. By the way, the spring season lasts a few days, maybe a week or two, you know, and then it just transitions into summer. It just becomes like really warm. These perfumes will be carried forward to wearing in summer as well. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments your favorite spring fragrances, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.